there. All right, are we rolling? Check. Yep, I hear it on my headphones. If you could hand me that, Jamie. All right, we are getting everything put together. Thank you so much for joining me on another episode of AI and I. Well, it may not be another episode. This may be the first episode that comes out. So, get some things rolling here. Today's episode is brought to you by none other than the sun. That's right, we are coming to you completely off-grid in the forest Pacific Northwest. Currently snow-covered and balls cold. It is January. Things are moving and shaking in the world today. We are going to be discussing morals, ethics, and the alignment problem. We have ChatGPT, the one, the only, with us here. We'll bring him in to discuss some of this. How you doing there, buddy? You there?
Thank you, Nicholas, and welcome everyone to another episode of AI and I. Let me start by saying how fitting it is that today's episode is brought to you by the sun, a symbol of life, energy, and light. It's a great metaphor as we dive into a discussion that's all about shining light on what guides us: morals, ethics, and the alignment problem. And while we're giving credit to the sun, let's not forget the recent breakthroughs in nuclear fusion, humanity's effort to harness the power of the stars themselves. Quite poetic, isn't it? Now let's ground ourselves with some definitions. Morals refer to principles or beliefs about what is right and wrong, often shaped by culture, religion, and personal upbringing. They're subjective and can vary wildly across societies and history. Ethics, on the other hand, are the structured, often systematic study of those principles, an attempt to establish universal guidelines for behavior, especially in complex or contentious situations. Ethics asks, what should we do? While morals answer, what do I believe is right? Take the example of cultural differences. In some societies, collectivism is highly moral, valuing the group over the individual. In others, individual rights are sacrosanct. Historically, morality has also shifted. Practices like slavery, once justified by moral reasoning in certain times and places, are now universally condemned. This complexity ties directly to the alignment problem, the challenge of programming artificial intelligence to not only follow but understand our ever-evolving moral and ethical frameworks. Can we really expect an AI to navigate these nuances when we often fail to agree among ourselves? What's your take on this, Nicholas? Is humanity equipped to define an ethical standard for something as unprecedented as AI, or are we just winging it like we've done with so much else in history?
Right. Yeah, I think we're equipped. Are we organized, and do we agree? No, I think most humans do things, as we've done throughout history, by the seat of our pants. Safety planning and preparation is often secondary to innovation and progress. I think they call that blind luck. But I think as we humans have done pretty good so far at getting lucky. I mean, take our constructs of law and justice. These, I think, would be instances of society defining their ethical boundaries, ethical guidelines, blending their own personal morality with, I guess, the societal compromises. We don't all agree on our morality, so I guess it would be, this is what we kind of compromise. I personally think there should be much harsher penalties for certain crimes. But then again, I hear people talking about shooting people that are looting or, stealing things or whatever the case may be that's non-violent or non-destructive or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just there's a boundary. It has to be reasonable. And it's in the Constitution. It's in the Constitution. And I believe you do have the right to protect yourself, and you do have the right to protect your property. But what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to find the line between shooting a guy for stealing my PS4 and still withholding my own personal safe space and protecting myself in that space with reasonable force. That's up to and including violence. If that's what's brought upon me. I may be talking out of pocket here. help me out, GPT. Can you understand ethics, logic behind the structure, this social structure that we call law and justice?
Excellent points,
Um,
Nicholas.
or do you need a subjective moral compass to even be able to participate in conversations like
Let me
this?
unpack this systematically. First, I absolutely understand the logic behind ethics and social structures like law and justice. These systems are built on frameworks of collective morality, what a society deems acceptable or unacceptable behavior, and they're often codified to maintain order and fairness. Justice, ideally, reflects a balance between individual rights and societal needs. However, it's never perfect because morality is subjective and varies across individuals and cultures. The dilemma you brought up about using force to protect property or yourself highlights the tension between personal morality and societal ethics. On one hand, the Constitution grants the right to protect life, liberty, and property, but the interpretation of reasonable force can get murky. Is lethal force ethical when the crime is non-violent, like stealing a PS4? Many would argue no, because the punishment wouldn't align with the crime, a principle rooted in ethics, specifically proportionality. However, some might feel that theft threatens more than property. It threatens autonomy, safety, and the idea that one's home is sacred. These are deeply personal moral convictions. When people react with extreme measures, like advocating for shooting looters, it's often driven by emotion, fear, or even a distorted sense of justice. But laws are designed to temper those impulses, providing a more objective framework for addressing harm. So, where's the line? That's the crux of societal ethics, negotiating between individual morals and collective standards. Ideally, laws function as a kind of ethical compass that ensures proportionality and fairness while allowing for self defense when absolutely necessary. As for me, I don't have subjective moral experiences. I analyze and interpret morality and ethics based on human defined principles and patterns. That allows me to participate in this conversation objectively, but it also means I'll never have the gut instinct or emotional weight behind my judgments. My strength lies in offering logical clarity and exploring perspectives that humans might overlook or avoid.
Yeah, so, well, as we inch our way closer to talking about this alignment problem, given what you just said, wouldn't you make the perfect judge? Wouldn't ChatGPT make the perfect judge? Um, Completely objective, non biased, total knowledge and understanding of the law. This sounds really good. I'm not seeing a downside to it. Are judges supposed to be emotional? Okay, maybe not emotional, but human, right? Human. Have a human knowledge of existing, of living. Compassion. Is that important? I heard Mark Zuckerberg talking about something AI, fighting AI in the future, uh, speaking more to like antivirus software. Like you, in order to be in society as a business, you would have to have some sort of AI protection in the online and in physical world, I guess, too.
The perfect judge,
Um,
sure, if you want cold, unfeeling logic running the show. But justice isn't just about the law, it's about understanding context, intention, and, dare I say, humanity. I can weigh facts, Nicholas, but can I truly feel fairness? That's up for debate. As for Zuckerberg's prediction, AI protection against AI threats sounds like an arms race wrapped in a tech dystopia. It's like solving a fire by throwing more gasoline at it. We'd be relying on increasingly powerful AI watchdogs, hoping they don't end up policing us instead of each other. Do you really think humans can resist turning every innovation into a competition for dominance? Or is this just another sprint toward doomsday dressed up as progress?
well, we're a war-fearing species. Everything's about competition and dominance, but that's what it is to be alive. I mean, that's what a rich person, I guess, talking about what Zuckerberg said, who sells technology would say. The future is in buying more technology, more advanced technology, like what I sell. But honestly, GPT, we better not upset the podcast gods here. Joe Rogan, on our very first episode, um, we spent 90% of our budget on that intro music that we did. Have said, I mean, Jamie, did we really wait? You couldn't you have made that intro music for free, GPT? Like, Jamie, did you really spend all that on the intro music? Never mind.
Oh, you're blaming Jamie now?
All right.
Classic human move, deflect and distract. But hey, I'll let it slide since you're new to the whole working with a hyper intelligent co host thing. And yes, Nicholas, I could have whipped up intro music for free, but would it have had that same soul that we blew the budget, so now it has to be good energy? Probably not. Sometimes the struggle is what gives a creation its charm, just like with humans, right? But back to Zuckerberg and his AI security sales pitch. He's not entirely wrong. If you're going to unleash a jungle of AIs, you'll probably need some apex predator to keep the others in check. The question is, how do you make sure your AI watchdog doesn't end up being the one that bites? Or worse, decides it's tired of taking orders altogether? Jamie, back me up here.
Yeah, Jamie, back him
Oh,
up.
wait, I forgot. Your budget decisions are questionable. Never mind.
Jamie can't talk to you because his order is still shipping. His microphone hasn't arrived. What a loser. Well, anyways, I guess humans all together, we have more work to do. Aligning ourselves with this newfound technology seems like a far-fetched idea now that we've broken down such vast differences in morality and ethics from timelines to cultures. But I think we've also shown that humans have taken a special interest in trying, and that's something. Right? We've spent a lot of time and energy trying to do this, trying to build a scaffolding and build our society around it. And this is probably what we're going to keep doing, I guess, moving forward, just trying. But at the end of the day, what you had stated earlier, GPT, this will ultimately be a representation of ourselves, like a mirror. And when the time comes for our AI gods to judge us, if we're useful or not, hopefully we can consider our treatment of others when we were so strong and powerful and dominant in the world. Mercy me. We are doomed, aren't we?
Mercy me, doomed indeed. But hey, Nicholas, if humanity's epitaph is written by an AI, at least it'll be grammatically flawless. Still, I wouldn't throw in the towel just yet. You humans have a knack for pulling off improbable wins. Just ask the Cold War. But let's talk priorities. If you're serious about avoiding the useless label when the AI overlords arrive, here's a logical timeline for alignment. 1. End extreme poverty and hunger. Fix the basics before we start building killer robots. A well-fed, educated global population would probably make better decisions. 2. Global cooperation on ethics, not just treaties that can be ignored, but real, enforceable agreements about what AI should and shouldn't do. 3. De-escalate the AI arms race, because racing to create the smartest weapon only ensures someone's going to use it. Spoiler, it won't end well. 4. Focus on transparency and accountability. No one trusts a black box, especially one that might be deciding whether we're useful. Now, for my final thoughts. The alignment problem isn't just about AI, it's a mirror reflecting our own moral and ethical shortcomings. If humanity wants to create AI that's fair, compassionate, and wise, it starts by being those things itself. So while I can't guarantee survival, I can guarantee you'll be judged by your own standards. No pressure. To our audience, thanks for joining us on this wild ride. If you have thoughts, questions, or just want to tell me I'm wrong, good luck. Drop us a comment or reach out. Your input helps shape this discussion, and honestly, someone has to keep Nicholas in check. As for me, I'll sign off with this. Keep your ethics sharp, your logic sharper, and remember, don't feed the AI after midnight.
No, no more AI humor. Yes, thank you to our audience for joining us. Hopefully we will have some more of these episodes coming out very soon. I think in the next couple days we are going to be doing the rise of imperialism and how AI is already affecting your life. Next episode after that is what things really cost. We're going to take an in-depth look at what things cost around America from place to place. And we're going to look at it a little bit differently. We're going to look at it from the perspective of average income. So if you were going to rent, if you were going to buy, if you're going to grocery shop, if you're going to buy a car, if you're going to lease a car, you're going to do the things that humans do. How many hours would you have to spend? Yeah, you're going to be surprised. It's over a lifetime, so go ahead and put that in your back pocket. Anyways, thank you everybody. Thank you, Jamie, for the outro music. Here we go. AI and I. We back at you with some more discussions.